Why do high school students play high school sports? As a way to belong.
They want to be part of a team.
Friendship, teammates, and camaraderie.
Attention, fame, success.
Part of my job, and the thing I hate the most about my job, is having to talk to parents that have lost a son or a daughter to opioid addiction, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I think it's important to get the message out. If I can just prevent one death, I mean, I've done my job.
What scares us the most and why we're trying to reach high school athletes is because the DEA came out with these stats that if you're age 15 to 24, you're more likely to die from a fentanyl-related overdose in 2016 than in 2015. And based on the stats from the coroner's offices and what we're seeing, it's getting worse.
Every year, it's over 10,000 people are dying from an opioid medication. Well, people are first introduced to opioids like as early as 14 years of age with sports-related injuries in schools and with getting their wisdom teeth removed. Well, when somebody gets injured, they're usually prescribed an opioid medication, and what they don't realize is these medications are very addictive. So they take these medications and it does do away with the pain, but somehow they become addicted to these medications and they need more and more of these medications. They like the way that makes them feel, and unfortunately that just leads them on a downward spiral path.
Most people who get addicted without realizing it. Typically what happens is over time you go from needing the medication or drug or using it for fun to starting to need it simply to feel normal, and then when you don't get it you start to feel sick and feel terrible, and that's what happens with addiction. So opioids don't help to treat an injury at all. All they do is essentially mask or cover up the pain that you feel because of an injury.
It's just really scary because this epidemic knows no demographic and it's redefining our world.
I was the kind of kid that, any parent wanted their daughters to date. I was a great student, I was an extraordinary athlete. But when I first took a painkiller when I broke my neck, I liked the feeling. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, it hides the pain, it masks the pain, and it gives me a little bit of a euphoric feeling, makes me feel more energetic. But after a while, I continuously kept injuring my neck, and the painkillers wouldn't work as much. I was building a tolerance. So 1 turned to 2, 2 turned to 4, 4 turned to 8, 8 turned to 16. Before I knew it, within 6 months, I was taking 65 extra strength Vicodin a day. It was a very expensive habit, and it got me into the turmoil of addiction.
That's one of the risks of opioids is you may not feel an injury that's developing or worsening because it's covered by the opioid. And at the same time, as you're rehabilitating an injury, opioids may mask those clues and keys that we need to have to know that we're definitely improving.
The drug is the lazy way of masking the pain. A lot of people don't want to go through the work. And I don't blame them. I mean, when you have a pill and you have all this work you have to go do and you have an option, you're going to take that little pill. And the issue is, if you don't want your life to go into turmoil, and you don't want to affect your life or anyone else's, and you don't want to end up dying, the only option is doing the work.
What we know is that if we can educate younger adolescents and younger adults about the dangers to stop the initiation of opioid use, that long term we hope to see less use and less damage done to individuals and their families as a result. We have to help people to feel like they can ask for help without feeling judged.
It's really up to us to make this decision of, do we want it to get worse or do we want it to get better? It's time to help each other.